Que é isso?
Esse aqui é tarô e baralho cigano.
Ah, okay. Even crossing the road by yourself.
Muita casa linda, não?
Não simpático.
Não são simpáticos. Eles daqui, crioulos daqui, não são simpáticos.
Florianopolis. Yeah, man, this place is different. But first things first, let's start with the introduction. Florianopolis is an island city in the south of Brazil. It has a strong Azorian history, with settlers arriving from Portugal in the 18th century. And you can still feel that influence in the architecture, food, and slower pace of life. It's located in the state of Santa Catarina and is connected to the mainland by bridges. The population is just over 500,000, but during summer, it can easily double with tourists. So I've only been to 2 places in Brazil thus far. That's before arriving in Florianopolis, which was São Paulo and the capital, Brasilia. And whilst I was in São Paulo, I kept telling people I need a change of scenery. Somewhere safe, somewhere a bit calmer. And they all kept recommending the same place. Everybody said, you need to visit Florianopolis, you would love it. I'll be totally honest, I went online, I looked at a couple videos on TikTok, on YouTube, and I thought to myself, yeah, I don't really know, I'm not really an island type of guy. I came across a few other places like Belo Horizonte, Balneario, Camboriú, and Curitiba, but yeah, like I went back to people and I said, what do you think about these other places? They was like, nah, forget about those other places. Just go to Florianopolis. You'll love it. Eventually, I just gave in. I'll be honest. I thought to myself, you know what? It's their country and they clearly know more than me. So maybe there's something I'm missing out. So I just packed my bags. I made my way to the airport and I arrived in Florianopolis. When I arrived, the airport there looked really nice. The place looked really structured. But what I noticed immediately is that it was not as diverse as Sao Paulo. But as someone who travels a lot, I felt kind of immune to that feeling at the same time. I noticed it, but it didn't shock me. I just noticed it and I just moved on. The airport had like a small market outside. It even had a play area for kids. That was a bit unusual. Anyway, I just took my taxi and headed to my accommodation. It was in an area called Carianos. It isn't too far away from the airport. It's a very quiet area, no beaches, and just a few shops. So when I got to Carianos, I just thought, you know what, let me just get a few things for the house I'm staying in. Shops are closed. But only one shop was open, and it was a tiny shop. When I tell you, it literally looked like someone's shed, and I just bought a bottle of water and headed back to my Airbnb. But when I got home, I was thinking to myself, yeah, no, this is a bit weird, man. It's small, the shops aren't open. You got this small shop that looks like a shed. This can't be it, man. I need to see more, like, otherwise I'm not going to feel comfortable. So I decided that I want to go and see Centro downtown, and I took a cab. The place itself was nice, but it felt like a ghost town. Bear in mind, this was a Sunday. I'm expecting a lot of people to be out. But yeah, anyway, I ended up going to Centro and I walked to Ponte Hercílio Luz. I saw a few people like drinking, just bubbling, and I said, okay, so it's not completely a ghost town. But at the same time, it's not what I expected. And I swear I just had a feeling of regret, like, man, I made a big mistake. I'm so happy I only booked for 2 weeks and not a month. I don't like this place. Why did I listen to everyone? Like, I know myself, I'm not an island type of guy. I grew up in London. This island life isn't for me. I'm not going to like it here. Like, I wasn't happy, man. And honestly speaking, I kind of went home generally feeling depressed. The area I'm staying in feels like a village. The shops are closed early. I can see stray dogs. They're not even stray dogs. Like, people just let their dogs out. The dogs go for a walk and just come back in. What do you call this? Are they still pets? Are they like semi-stray dogs? I don't know. They walk themselves. That kind of threw me off. Day 2, it was a bit better. I finally got to see the real Centro, the actual downtown. So I was genuinely happy to see more people. It kind of made me realize something about myself. Even though I'm not very social. I still enjoy being around people. I still enjoy being part of the chaos, even though I'm not directly involved in it. So yeah, man, I was just gallivanting around. I went near the coast. I got some churros. I even managed to find a halal spot, like a Syrian couple that owned a restaurant. I was happy, man. You can see the Brazilians just out and about. It was good, but yeah, I realized I'm not going to like it here. I don't like it here. There's nothing that's really going to change. I'm not an island boy. My mind was just, it was made up, man. This place is not
extremely quiet, man. I was like, yeah, this isn't my type of place, man. I need to get out of here ASAP. But now, it's not so bad, man. Now that I can see that there's a lot of people, you know. There's a vibe. Tchau. Que isso?
Isso aqui é tarô e baralho cigano.
Ah, ok.
Já conhece?
Isso.
As cartas?
Não. Para mim, não. Obrigado. Hein?
Cigana.
Cigana?
Falar?
Eu sou cigano.
Ok. Wow. Tchau.
So I told you about day 1. I've told you about day 2. But let me actually break down Florianopolis from my understanding, because I spent 2 weeks here. So, like I said previously, it's an island in the south of Brazil, and the population can double from around 500,000 to 1 million during the summer. But it's not just Brazilians. You've got Argentinians, you've got Haitians, you've got Arabs, you've got Venezuelans, and more. I was just expecting it to be like local Brazilians, but even the Brazilians that are in Florianopolis are not natives. They're from other places in Brazil.
É muito bem para favela.
Quer baixar vidros?
Que isso?
Mira lá, Morro das
ok.
Cruzes.
Quantas pessoas aqui em Florianópolis?
Acho que menos de 1 milhão.
Milhão?
É, 1 milhão. 1.200.000.
Quem é mais? De turista ou de brasileiro?
Não, aqui tudo é brasileiro. Mas tem muita gente de fora também.
Ok. Florianópolis é muito grande.
Não, pequenininho, que só é a ilha. É pequeno. Curitiba é grande. São Paulo é grande.
São Paulo muito grande. Mas culturalmente é muito diferente. Por exemplo, do norte, Florianópolis é muito diferente do centro.
É muito diferente do centro. Tu já foi lá no norte?
Isso.
É lá nos ingleses?
Exatamente.
Ingleses, Jurerê, Canasvieira, Ponta das Canas.
Muito norte de Florianópolis. Juvene.
Jurerê.
Isso.
Internacional.
Isso.
Altas mansões, não? Muita casa linda, não?
Não simpático.
Não são simpáticos. Eles daqui, crioulos daqui, não são simpáticos. Só nós que somos de fora.
Por exemplo, em São Paulo, todos os dias é bom dia, boa tarde.
Sim,
boa noite.
mas
aqui não.
É porque lá é muito imigrante em São Paulo, tu não sabe quem é quem, mas tudo vem do Nordeste. O povo do sul do Brasil são chato. O povo do sul, norte, nordeste, centro-oeste são buenos.
Food-wise, listen, guys, no exaggeration, the seafood in Florianopolis is amazing. For $50, you can treat yourself to some amazing seafood and rice at a high-end restaurant. You also have halal options too. Like there's a restaurant called Dubai, they have halal options. But yeah, something that's really strange is in the halal shops, they kept saying things that I didn't really get. Like, I'll be like, oh, is the food halal? They'll be like, yeah, the chicken and the lamb's halal. Okay, what does that mean though? I didn't see them selling pork, so I don't get it. What else are you selling that's not halal? Like, I don't get it. Anyway, let's move on to the beaches. I'm just letting you guys know from now, I'm therefore 1,000,000% going to butcher the names. So I'm going to write them on screen for you as well. Please don't copy me and go to places and say, yeah, do you know where blah, blah, blah. It's like I said it because I don't even know how it's pronounced. So the first beach I visited was Joreiri. I didn't like it at all. It felt like it was like a rich person's private club. I got like a strong vibe that the locals weren't really fond of tourists. And trust me, like I've got thick skin. Like when I travel with people, they would tell me, oh, did you notice this? And I don't care, man. But these guys, yeah, man, they made me feel it. I'll give you an example. I went to a coffee shop. The staff didn't want to help me, so they can see that the screen wasn't working. So they were just all kind of just acting a bit weird, not in anything. I haven't been through that in Brazil. Like, no one does that. So I was like, yeah, I'm getting this kind of like European vibe. I know when I'm not wanted, man, so I'm just going to like leave. I left, and immediately like another couple came, and then they helped them work the machine. And then after they helped them work the machine, they locked off the machine. Like, you could have just told me, you know, like, yeah, if you want to buy something, please be quick and this, that. I don't know. It was just a weird vibe, man. And then I walked past like this kids' playground on the way to the beach, and they kept shouting Hakuna Matata. But I just found that funny. I didn't really think anything of it. But yeah, no, it was just the vibe in general, man. It was a weird place. Another beach I visited was Campeche. This was way better. The people were cooler. They were more welcoming. It had me relaxed, laid back energy, you know what I mean? Coconut water, chill vibes.
Tenía coco. Sí. ¿Cuántos para uno? 18. 18? Sí. ¿Cuántos litros? De agua.
Campeche is on the southern east side of the island and is popular with surfers and people who prefer a calmer beach without flash luxury feel. This place made a lot more sense to me. Like, I'll definitely recommend this beach over Joreira. This is kind of like it's open to everyone. You don't get that kind of funny vibe in this place. And then the final beach I visited was Ingleses. This is the most active beach. Good energy, people outside from daytime to night. It felt cinematic, lively. If I had to recommend one beach in Florianopolis, I would say, yeah, this is the beach that I would recommend, Ingleses. But even then, I got bored quickly. I'm not an island type of guy. The city does have malls, football pitches, and even a favela, which caught me off guard. My Uber driver explained that many favelas are simply houses people built themselves because the government was taking too long to provide housing. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, these favelas were nice. That just kind of made me realize that, okay, so favela is not necessarily negative. Like, there are some nice favelas. So, to wrap it up, Florianopolis wasn't for me. But just because it wasn't for me and I didn't like it, doesn't mean it's not for you. If you love beaches, coastal life, quiet living, or maybe even hustle and bustle, depending on which part of the island you live on, Florianopolis might be perfect for you. But for me, nah, man. It just confirmed what I already suspected. I'm not built for that island life. So, I'm still in the pursuit for somewhere more quieter than São Paulo, somewhere more relaxed and less hustle and bustle. I think Curitiba is next on the list for me. Yo, if you like the video, like and subscribe.